Welcome to the Blerdsnerds podcast.
Alright, you're right. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Blerdsnerds podcast. I'm Shannon.
I'm Jossie.
And I'm Mel.
That's better. That does sound more
Yeah,
like
it
what
was
we
good. It was on point.
Welcome back for another episode. Jossie's here today.
Yeah,
Jossie,
I'm back.
how are you? What have
good.
you been up to since we've missed you last week? You missed our interview with Francie.
School stuff, just school stuff.
No. You missed Francie, though.
Are you taking the other class right now too? You said you're doing like school and then something else, right?
Yeah. I'm doing like a coding boot camp.
That's cool. How's that been?
I start on Monday, so I haven't started yet.
Oh, okay.
Start
I
tomorrow.
hope you get smart enough so that you can hack the algorithm on YouTube and make our channel higher up.
I hope so too. I hope I can give some use.
Because we're like you can't find us on YouTube still.
You can't find us on YouTube?
No, when you type it in,
No.
we appear nowhere on the list. When you type us,
Wow.
I don't
We're the only like Blerds and Nerds podcast, like that title. So even when you type in that title, we don't pop up. We're like the fourth person, I think, right?
No, we're much lower than that, I think.
Oh.
We need to get up there.
I know, I don't know. Maybe it's because we have so many copyright claims against us. Who knows? Anyway. Anyway. We have an interesting podcast today. We'll have Victoria Johnson joining us from the Sailor Moon Fan Club podcast for all the Sailor Moon fans out there. But before we get to that, we'll just go through, stuff, BS, like we normally do. Jossie, since you weren't here last week, what have you been doing?
The nerdiest thing? Okay.
Yes, nerdiest thing you've done.
Let's see. I got Marvel's Avengers for the Xbox One.
Yes, not for PlayStation, for Xbox. Jossie,
yes, because I game share with someone on Xbox. I'm sorry, Shannon.
He also game shares with me, and it's fine.
Yeah, game share with Shannon on the PlayStation. She don't be buying no games. And I'm barely on the PlayStation, so it made sense to get on the Xbox.
Okay, and how is the game?
Oh well, at first I saw mixed reviews and stuff. I bought it. I tried to refund it, but I couldn't.
So it's really bad. Okay, so I'm glad I didn't spend my money.
It's not. I like it. I enjoy it actually now that I've been playing it more.
Okay, so now you take back the fact that you wanted to refund it.
Yeah, I tried to get rid of it.
Okay, but why did you try to get rid of it initially?
Oh, just because of the reviews and just like everybody's telling me that it's not good and stuff, but then I played it more myself, and it's it's good for what it is.
Yeah, you gotta try it out yourself. Yeah. But now you're making me. So is it worth my $60 or is it not worth my $60?
You gotta give me some more time with it. You gotta give me some more time with it first, and then I can really tell you.
Because times are hard, so I'm not really trying to be wasting $60. Yeah. Can't get refunds out here on these digital games. What else have you been doing?
Oh, I got Tony Hawk Pro Skater 1 and 2, like the remaster.
Oh, yep.
That I refunded.
You did?
Yeah, I tried to refund both of those games because I got them both around the same time.
Wait, so you can wait. You can refund a digital game?
Yeah.
Oh, that's so cool.
Yeah, if you do it soon enough and you haven't played it that much, you can refund it. Because that game, I realized very quickly that I'm not good at that game at all.
Okay.
And I knew that back when we were kids, when it first came out, that I wasn't good. So I don't know. Nothing has changed. So
what else have you been doing?
I've been watching the Gretzko since you've been bothering me to watch that show.
I've also been bothering you to watch
a lot.
But I'm glad that you watched the Gretzko. Do you like it?
Yeah, I like it. And I also been. Wait, what happened? Say it again.
What episode are you on now?
Like 5 of the first season, 4 or 5.
It's so easy you can watch all 3 seasons so quickly because the episodes are only 15 minutes long.
Yeah,
it's really easy to watch the whole thing.
I feel her pain though, dealing with her job.
Yeah, she's very relatable in all seasons. Yeah. The 3rd season's the best season, so I hope you watch all the way through that. Yeah.
Okay, so I'll get there. I'm watching it slowly,
but
surely. And I've been watching The Boys too. What? You haven't watched it yet?
So what happened was I watched the first 2 episodes, and then I realized that I didn't remember anything from the first season. So I went back and rewatched the whole first season again, and I just finished the first season. So now I'm gonna rewatch the first season. Because I honestly didn't remember what was going on, and I had to act. I was very confused. I wasn't confused, but I just didn't remember, so I had to start over. So
there's nothing to remember though. It's
there's plenty to remember.
Just watch the recap, like of season 2.
watch
like,
the
a little
recap. I did watch the recap, and I still didn't. There were still details that I missed.
There's nothing really intricate, I feel like, about that show, Shannon.
Well,
that you have to remember.
I rewatched it. I watched the season anyway, and now I feel better watching season 2. So that's what I've been doing. I haven't started. Yes. So, and I haven't really been doing any nerdy things besides watching The Boys. That's it. Okay. That's it. I haven't been watching any anime this week anyway. So whoever's looking forward to anime of the week, I'm sorry, I've been slacking. Girlfriends is out on Netflix, and I've been watching that. So I'm sorry. Yes. And Sister. Reliving in my nostalgia. Yeah.
Cool.
So.
Oh, they got Set It Off on Netflix now. I'm about to watch that. Me and Jazz.
Oh, I don't think I ever.
You never saw Set It Off, Shannon? You need to watch Set It Off today. You need to watch it
today. Mm-hmm. No, I don't think I'm gonna watch it today, but I'll watch it eventually.
Oh, and also, I got one more. I've been watching this show Woke on Hulu. Me and Jazz.
What's that show about?
It's about the guy. You know the guy, the actor from New Girl. I forgot him. The black guy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I forgot his name, but you know what I'm talking about. He he wasn't a woke black guy. I guess he has it's like based on a real story by this about this artist, and basically like he gets into like this problem with the police, and basically he becomes woke. Like that just like triggered him becoming woke. So like everything that he does now in his life, like his whole comic piece, like all his fans were white, so like he's like getting mad at everything, and like he ruins his career like being woke. And his name is Lamorne Morris. That's his name, Lamorne Morris.
That's interesting.
Yeah. So it's really good. And then he starts seeing like cartoon characters. It's a really good show.
That's cool.
Yeah, maybe you guys should check it out.
Maybe I will watch it, even though we're like uneven right now in suggestions.
Yeah, I know we are. But this is a short show too. It's a half an hour episodes. It's not, the first episode gets you into it.
Okay. Cool.
Is there only one season, or is there multiple?
Yeah, I think it's just one season now on Netflix.
Cool.
Is new. I mean, on Hulu.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
All right, cool. Something new to watch.
Mel, what have you been doing?
Nothing. It's been a really busy week with work, and also I went horseback riding yesterday, so nothing really nerdy. I was listening to actually Victoria from Sailor Moon Fan Club had a really cool episode with a what's it called? A stuntman. Mm-hmm. And so I wanted to watch that because the person sounded so fascinating and they've just done so much. So I was really interested to see how they got into it and stuff like that. So that was really cool. It's very eye-opening. And I watched a little more of episode 2 of Lovecraft Country. Still confusing. But
I'm still behind on that show too.
I'm so behind, and I feel so bad because it's like I want to catch up. So yeah. And then that's about it. Nothing too crazy, unfortunately. I wish I could have had more to say, but
it's okay. We're all busy.
Yeah.
So real quick, Xbox revealed the prices of their 2 consoles, Jossie. Which one are you getting?
Oh,
I'm still deciding which one I'm gonna get.
So we have the Xbox Series X and the Xbox Series S. And the S is just all digital, right?
Yeah, the S is the all digital version that has like 500 gigabytes of like storage.
It's significantly cheaper. That's that's for sure.
$299 is great. So like I'm still deciding because I buy all digital games, so it makes sense. But do I want the more powerful one? I don't know.
I'll be getting the digital one if you really want me to get Xbox, because I don't really care. I don't really care for Xbox. So I'm just gonna get the cheap $300 one and call it a day.
Are you going to also get PlayStation?
Yes, I am. I'm gonna have both. I'm gonna return to an earlier time when I had both systems before.
Earlier time?
Yes.
And what happened? And what happened since that time?
I just preferred the PlayStation and I gravitated more towards it. But since all my friends want to insist on being on Xbox, then I guess I can.
Yeah, come join your friends, Shanna. Come join your friends on Xbox.
Jossie, are you getting both, or are you just gonna stick with one?
I might get both. Yeah, I think I'm gonna get both too. I'm trying to see them PlayStation prices though first.
I know they still didn't drop the prices. I don't know what's taking so long, actually.
Because I feel like they're gonna be more. They're afraid now to release the prices because it's about to be like $600, $700 for a console. Everybody's gonna be like, get out of here.
Xbox definitely had the upper hand by releasing their prices first. Unless PlayStation prices are cheaper, then which case Xbox lost out on that.
I doubt it. I doubt they're gonna undercut them or like they're gonna be. I think they're gonna be more. Yeah.
I agree with that too because we were looking to get the new PlayStation, but now I'm just like, well, Xbox is out with their prices, and so you can kind of start planning for that. Whereas PlayStation, don't know what you're doing.
I'm gonna assume that they're around the same price. It can't be drastically more expensive. Like it's not gonna be like $200 more. That
Probably
would be
like $100 more.
Yeah, maybe, but
we'll see.
Yeah,
I know the pre-orders start for the Xbox at the end of this month.
Don't the pre-orders start for PlayStation 2? Or no?
I'm not sure.
Didn't you send me something about that? About getting on the PlayStation 2?
That wasn't the official one though. It was like some like before thing, I guess.
Just like the PlayStation, the Xbox Series S won't run Xbox One X enhanced versions of past gen games. So that means if it's old, but if it was adapted for Xbox One, you still won't be able to play it. Which I don't know if the Series X is different. Is it going to be able to do that? Because it's specifically the Series S that it says. Do you know
that it can't play like older games and like
it can't? Yeah, it can't play older games and it can't play Xbox One X enhanced versions of older games.
So so the S won't be able to play any older games, like.
Yes, it won't run older games and it won't run Xbox One X enhanced versions of older games.
That's interesting.
Yep. So I guess it all depends. I guess that varies your decision depending on like what games you're trying to play.
Yeah, because I would like to play all my games that I have now.
Well,
have the have the option.
Well, Josky.
Well, but I know some games. A lot of games are getting the Xbox, series, like the next gen like versions. Like I know the Marvel's Avengers game that I have now.
You get
another copy of it enhanced for free.
Well, that makes sense because any newer games that are coming out now should be able to get an enhanced version to the next console because it doesn't really make sense to be releasing new games now when your new console is about to drop in like 2 months.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Which, speaking of which, we're halfway through September already, which is kind of crazy. I feel like September started yesterday.
Yeah, I know. It's going by quick. This month is going by quick.
Yep. And how much is the Series X? Is it $600 or $500?
$500. Yeah.
Okay, that's not bad. That's not terrible. If you really want it, somebody could shell out the extra $200 if it means that much to you.
Yeah.
So I was also reading that Chris Hemsworth says that the script for Thor: Love and Thunder is gonna be really good.
It's really good.
Yeah, he read it and he saying good things about it. So whenever we see that,
yeah, but when is that supposed to be out? When is that gonna be out?
I thought that was coming out after Black Widow, but who knows now because of COVID? I don't really know.
Yeah, the schedule is probably all up in the air now.
All up in the air. Just like the schedule for Batman, Jossie, because your boy Robert Pattinson got COVID. So
Robert Pattinson got COVID. Yeah, I know. That sucks.
So
yes, the irony of Batman getting COVID.
Batman getting COVID.
So who knows when we're gonna see that movie now, if ever.
Yep. Well, yeah, I know on these sets they've been like a lot of these sets they test everybody like every couple of days or something.
Every day sometimes.
Yeah, every day is how they should be doing it. All right, well, it's almost that time, so we'll be right back with Victoria Johnson of the Sailor Moon Fan Club podcast.
Hey.
All right, we're back, guys. Thank you for joining us, and we have here with us now Victoria L. Johnson, host of the Sailor Moon Fan Club podcast. Hi, Victoria.
Hey, everybody.
Thank you so much for coming on our show. We're fans of your podcast, and we're super excited to get to know more about you and about like how your podcast started and all types of things like that.
Yeah, I'm excited to be here.
So the first thing that we have to do, because we do this to all our guests on our podcast, is ask what the nerdiest thing was that you did this week.
Probably watch Lovecraft Country. It's been my obsession.
Are you caught up?
Yeah, I am.
Ugh, you're so lucky.
I'm behind.
Yeah, I need to catch
I
up.
think I'm 2 episodes behind. I have to catch up.
I'm only on the second
Same.
episode.
Yeah, I'm on the second episode too.
There's
Has
so
that-
much though. It's like one of those
It's a
things you have to
It's a
sit
lot.
down and watch.
Mhm.
Yeah,
It's
I was gonna
heavy.
ask because episode 2 was super like so much happened in episode 2. I felt like I watched a whole movie. Is it still like that for the rest of the episodes?
I feel like it slowed down a little bit because it kind of switched gears.
Okay.
And so I feel like it kind of slowed down, but it still feels epic and
Mhm.
just like a lot's going on still. So I'm really excited
Okay.
to see what else happens because
I
there's
gotta-
still like a lot of episodes left. But yeah.
Yeah, I think that what is it like 10 episodes or 12? What episode is this now? 4 or 5?
I think 4 or 5 comes out soon, and then there's 10 total.
Okay, I gotta catch up, but you really have to like buckle up to like sit down, like really like make sure there's nothing else going on. You got to really be paying attention to that.
Mhm.
Yeah,
But
it's definitely.
No, go ahead. I'm sorry.
I'm like, it's definitely been like my most nerdiest thing because like I like watch the episodes, listen to like the podcasts that come out about it. Like I'm just like
Wait,
trying
there's
to
a
dissect everything.
podcast for it?
Yeah, HBO does a
I didn't know that.
podcast.
Mhm.
So I don't know if you're talking about the same podcast as me, Victoria, but HBO does they did one for
Insecure.
Watchmen too. They did one.
Oh,
when
right.
Watchmen was out. Yeah, they had one for that
Mhm.
too. So yeah, it's a good. I forgot what it's called. Do you know what it's called?
It's called Lovecraft Country Radio. So I listen to
Right.
that, and I also
Oh,
listen
okay.
to For All Nerds has a podcast called the Safe Negro Podcast, and so I listen to that too.
Cool.
All right, so
Yeah.
that's what you should listen to, Mel. If you need an explanation on what you just watched,
I am subscribed. I cannot wait to get all the knowledge. There's so much I want to like dive into it. I'm waiting to get done. I should probably take notes because it's gonna be a lot to try to go back to. Yeah, it's supposed to be so good though. Does it give you like the Halloween kind of prep vibes, kind of?
Yeah.
In no way. Like now that I feel like they came out of it at such a good time because of like it was. I like at the beginning where they had like the block party and they had like the water going and everything made you feel like very August into September, and now they're kind of in like a creepy setting, which kind of I feel like can transition into an October. So
That's a good point. Yeah.
The show's leading us right into spooky season.
yeah.
Mhm.
That's good. Yeah.
All right, so Victoria, tell us a little bit about yourself. Like, what are your hobbies and interests? Like, what makes you a nerd per se?
I think mostly anime. I love anime, video games. I grew up on video games. I like sci-fi and fantasy in general. Oh gosh, I'm trying to think of what else. I read a lot of books with sci-fi and fantasy. You know, like I mentioned, I love Lovecraft Country. I'm about to start The Great Pretender soon because I keep hearing how great it is. I love My Hero Academia. I love everything. I just love taking in all like aspects of pop culture in general. So I'm just like hands into everything, like music, anime, other TV shows, movies, just anything. Comic books actually too. I really love indie comics.
Oh, awesome.
Mhm.
So I heard you say The Great Pretenders. I actually tried to watch that the other day. I forgot. I didn't really watch it, but I started to, and then something happened. But I have to get back into that one too.
It happens to me a lot, so I get it.
What are some of your other favorite animes?
Cowboy Bebop is one of my favorites. Gurren Lagann, Nadia and awesome. Yeah. Oh, it's great to get that reaction.
Gurren Lagann's my favorite. It's like in my top list. I think it's one of my favorites.
Yeah.
I love that show.
Me too. It's
Are you lying to me, Jossie? Because I feel like you didn't like it as much as I did when I told you.
I thought I recommended it to you to watch.
No, I recommended it to you. I definitely recommended it.
I watched it like years ago, though. I watched it a long time ago. I feel like.
Oh, maybe you've seen it, but you never finished it, and I told you to finish it. That's what
I don't
happened.
know. I don't remember. But I know I like it too. I like it too, Shannon. All right.
Victoria, if you're wondering, this does happen often.
Got it.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm always recommending anime to Jossie, and he never watches it. He always like thinks my taste is
It's
bad,
true.
even though like my recommendations are pretty good. Just saying.
Yeah, Shannon.
I recommended Made in Abyss to you, and that anime is also excellent. Have you seen that one, Victoria?
I don't think so. You said Made in Abyss?
Yeah, Made in Abyss. It's on Amazon.
Abyss. Okay.
Yeah, it's on Amazon Prime. If you haven't watched it, you should definitely watch it. It's really, really good. That one.
Yeah.
I would check
It's
it
a
out. If you like
tearjerker
Gurren
though,
Lagann. Oh,
Yes.
it's okay. I like it.
I will not
sometimes.
steer you wrong. It's really good.
Yeah.
It's kind of sad. So if you're not into
Yeah.
sad anime, then maybe not watch it. But like, it's pretty good.
You know, every so often you need a sad anime.
Mhm.
You know, switch it
And
up.
what? So sorry, I interrupted you because you said what else are you saying?
Okay. Gurren Lagann is very exciting. Nadia and the Secret of Blue Water, and I'm a One Piece fan.
Oh, you're a One
Mhm.
Piece fan. Yes,
Mhm.
I think it's too late for me to get into One Piece. Too
Understandable.
much of it.
Yeah, I realized
That would have been a great thing to do in like the beginning stages of quarantine when there was nothing to do. That's when I could have been watching One Piece, but
Mhm.
I feel like that window's gone. But Jossie, you like we have a lot of friends that like One Piece, and there's a big fan base around One Piece. I just never.
Yeah, I do like One Piece a lot, but I'm kind of far behind too myself.
Not as far as me.
Yeah, not as far as you, but I'm like an arc or two behind, so I got to catch up on that.
I'm still one arc behind, but I'm right here, so I'm like, I'm not feeling any pressure to catch up anytime soon.
Yeah.
Do you watch Agretzko at all on Netflix?
I love Agretzko, yeah.
Oh, that's another one. Yay. Sorry, I just felt the need to bring that up. Jossie, that's another one that I recommended to Jossie that he just started watching.
Yeah, I just started watching that recently. I'm liking it. Very relatable.
Yeah,
it is
her
very
rage.
relatable. Did you watch
amazing.
season 3? Season 3 was really good. I think that was my favorite season out of all of them.
Yeah, I love the little love story. It was cute.
Yeah. I wish that we had more of that show. I wish it wasn't so short. Because like you can literally sit there and blow through the entire season and then it's over.
Yeah. Never fun.
So tell us a little bit about like what inspired you to start your podcast.
Yeah, so I obviously love Sailor Moon. It's one of my favorite animes ever. It was the anime that introduced me to anime before I knew what anime was. Like many people say, I started watching it on that Toonami block. And for a while I've been wanting. So before this, I had a podcast called Nerds on Hip Hop. And
awesome.
so I did it with one of my friends. And we just talked about like nerd stuff and hip hop stuff, just like what we were watching, what we were reading, what we were listening to. And then I was just like, well, maybe I want to do another podcast, like more like magical girls focus, because like I really love Madoka Magica, Sailor Moon, Princess Tutu, and a few other shows. But then I realized like I really just want to talk about Sailor Moon. Even though I love all those other shows, I'm just like, and like I was building up this list of people I can talk to about them and have as guests, and I realized most of them were also just Sailor Moon fans and not much fans of other magical girl shows. Some of them were, but not everybody. So I was just like, well, what? Maybe I should just interview Sailor Moon fans. And then I came across an article called Sailor Moon fans are the best people on Earth. And I was just like, they are the best people on Earth.
I agree.
Never met a Sailor Moon fan I don't get along with. And so I was just like, well, I should just interview Sailor Moon fans, because like I was looking at the list and just seeing like how vast the fans are, and just like they're doing so many different things. Like, we have Jackie from Dorn by Chi, who's like a manga creator and a businesswoman, CEO, and then you have like Saweetie, who's a rapper, and like you have, I'm trying to think who else right now. There's a bunch of authors as well who are Sailor Moon fans. So just like it's all over the place. And I was just like, this would be a really cool way to just like talk about Sailor Moon, but also talk about other stuff too. So it's not just like for people who like Sailor Moon, but also people who want to just like hear about someone talk about their new book.
Yeah. And that's awesome. I really quickly, me and Jossie were arguing earlier about what time Sailor Moon came on, because Jossie wasn't a huge fan of Sailor Moon, and I was asking him why, and he said it was because it came on at a weird time, and I was like, it came on right after school, and then he was like,
it came on at like 4 p.m. It came on
at 4:30. Yeah, I don't know what I was doing.
What weird time? What were you doing at 4:30 that you couldn't?
I got out of school at like 2:30, something like that. I think.
So you have a full 2 hours before it came on.
Yeah. I don't know why I didn't watch that, but I remember like obviously watching it.
Is it because you were waiting for Dragon Ball Z that came on like right after?
Maybe that was it. I remember watching Yu Yu Hakusho, Dragon Ball Z when I got home.
I think Dragon Ball Z came on after Sailor Moon. That's probably why you missed it.
That's what I was saying.
Like, so I don't know what I was doing at 4.
Getting your homework done, duh.
Maybe, yeah, exactly.
That's not what
I was talking to one of my friends, and they were saying the same thing. Like they didn't know Sailor Moon came on Toonami until they heard the podcast, because like they would only turn on Toonami at 5 when Dragon Ball Z came on, so they just missed it. But they watched it on WB.
Oh yeah.
WB. Yep. What a throwback.
I feel like I definitely watched a lot of Sailor Moon inspired shows, I guess, like a lot of like I guess like Wings Club. I watched that on
Oh yeah.
like, Fox. I definitely and then I watched this other show like I think on Fox. It's called like Metabots, and they stole like a character like from the Tuxedo Mask. Yeah, they had a character that was like him that just helped out the protagonist, and he wore a mask. He looked almost just like him.
He probably wasn't a ripoff.
So, yeah. So a lot of anime definitely ripped off of Sailor Moon, so I got the
There
references.
were. I used to watch this anime. There was this anime that came on the Anime Network when my mom subscribed to it for me. I think it was called like Wedding Peach or something like that. Something weird.
Oh, I've heard of that.
Yes, and it's literally such an exact ripoff of Sailor Moon. I remember watching it. And I was like, this is like, I don't understand how they could have not gotten in any kind of trouble for that. But it was literally the exact same thing.
Oh, wow.
But
I haven't watched it, but I haven't heard of it.
I watched it anyway, but the whole time that's what I was thinking.
Also, shout out to your mom for getting you Anime News Network, because
I know it took some convincing. It was on and off for a while because when they had not so great shows, and I would stop watching it, and then I had to convince her to get it again. It was on and off, and that was also how I was introduced to Ghost Stories. I don't know if you watched that anime. That's a very weird anime, but that's where I saw it for the first time.
A weird anime. I recently watched it because I think it's on Retro Crush. Maybe it's on something.
Is that a streaming service?
It's a new streaming service. They have a bunch of retro anime on it. I think it's free.
Really?
Yeah, it's really cool.
Is it free?
Wow.
That's what I'm gonna be hitting up after this.
That's what I'm gonna do too.
I just want to sidetrack really quickly because touching more on Sailor Moon, I was very sad the other day when I realized that you can't really find the original dub Sailor Moon anywhere anymore. Like I didn't know that they completely eliminated it from existence.
I want to know why they did that. Does anyone know actually? Because I was looking for it like 2 years ago. I was trying to go on a search, couldn't find it.
I think they don't have the rights anymore.
Yeah, I think that's what happened.
Yeah.
And I didn't know that, and I was looking and I was watching these old episodes, and I was like, this is not what she sounded like, and I was just
I know.
And like, not to say that the newer voice actors weren't good. It's just that I was really
You're so used to it. Yeah,
that's what I enjoyed. The original voice actor was the best, and then I couldn't find it anywhere. I was like, wow, I guess I missed my opportunity a long time ago, and now I'll never have it again.
Well,
So,
not that I'm saying this, but there are places you can buy it.
okay. Do you know where? Is that saved after? Is that? I'll ask you.
Maybe,
after.
yeah.
Okay. We'll talk after this. So, what have been some of your favorite interviews?
Oh, well, obviously Jackie, because I mean, she's just like a bubbly, amazing person. And when I thought about this podcast, she just fit the bill perfectly because I was just like, you love Sailor Moon, like you created a magical girl manga, you're black, I'm black. Like it was just like, this is awesome. Obviously Saweetie, like I said earlier, that was just like amazing. Like when she was one of the people that I wanted to like one of the biggest people I wanted to interview because I know she's a huge Sailor Moon fan. So like that was like a dream come true. I also really love talking to Princess Weeks. She is the Mary Sue assistant editor.
Okay.
Just because like we were just able to just like play off of each other a lot because we were interested in a lot of the same things. Like she's a Buffy fan, I'm a Buffy fan. I forgot what else we were just talking about, like fan fiction, just like a bunch of random stuff. Like we went into so many tangents. I just had to cut the episode at some point. I loved a lot of the interviews, but Morgan was also really good. She's an author. She does a lot of like essay writing, and she was just like, we got into like this tangent on like Sailor Moon and connecting it to like Afrofuturism, which is something I never thought about before. So it's just like, whoa. Yeah. It was like thinking of like Usagi like being reincarnated and then like kind of like trying to connect to her past, but like not really being connected to it, but kind of having this connection to it, and like it was a whole thing. But yeah, it was interesting. Yeah,
it's cool to find people that you can talk about Sailor Moon like that deeply with. I feel like I don't know people like that anymore, really, that were like that connected to the show, where like they talk about it so much now. So that's cool that you get to do that. Like every time you have an episode, just talk about Sailor Moon all the time. That's awesome.
Yeah. I'm always surprised by how much people remember and know, because I'm like, oh wow, like you're really about this life. So
yeah, I revisit it often. I've actually been rereading my Sailor Moon the manga. I've been rereading that. Yeah, nice. And that's a fun trip.
Yeah.
How do you find all these people that are into Sailor? Like how do you know that they're into Sailor Moon to like find them to like be on your show?
I have, well, some people, like, if obviously like Jackie, like it was obvious she's a Sailor Moon fan. Like she has shirts that have like Sailor Moon stuff on it. She created Magical Girls manga. Other people, I wonder, I like look at their profile. I'm like, I wonder if they're a Sailor Moon fan. I'm like, or someone I know I want to interview. So I'll either search their tweets for Sailor Moon. Sometimes I'll Google their name and with Sailor Moon. Or sometimes I'll search their tweets just for anime. Because I'm like, if you're an anime fan, there's like a 50-50 chance. I look at their age too, because I'm like, were you like around like a young age when Toonami was on? You know? So it's also like 50-50. Sometimes I just shoot my shot and email them because I'm not sure. I haven't been able to confirm she'll be on the show, but Journey Smollett, who stars in Lovecraft Country, she's like around our age. I don't know if she's a Sailor Moon fan at all, but I just like emailed them. I was like,
shoot a shot.
Because I'm like, she's around our age. I'm like, she grew up in like California, I think. So I'm like, maybe she might have been watching Sailor Moon while filming Full House. I haven't heard back, but like that's somebody who I was just like, let me just try.
That would be awesome if you could get her on your show. And I was gonna ask, like, because like I listened to your episode with Sweetie. I love Sweetie. So like, how were you able to like get her on your show? Was it like that simple as just Sweetie?
It was not. I actually emailed her publicist in January before the show even launched. And then she got back to me in like February. She was just like, oh, maybe we can make this happen. And I was like, okay. And then like I emailed her again, like following up, like, hey, so we can make this happen, can happen. She was just like, I'm still trying to figure it out. And I was like, okay. And then it was just like a bunch of back and forth emails like that. Then when quarantine happened, she was like, okay, I think we can actually make this happen because she's home more. And I'm like, okay. Then finally, I think I retweeted something on her Twitter. And I was just like, oh, check out like the Icy Mooney Sweetie's like new single coming out on Wednesday. It was Tap In. And she was just like, oh my God, I love like that nickname, Icy Mooney. And I was just like, yeah, you know, cool. And then she changed her name to Icy Mooney on Twitter. And I was like going crazy.
Wow.
Yeah. I was just like, she really liked this name. So then I emailed her publicist again. I was just like, hey, you know, really happy she liked the nickname. Please, you know, relay that to me for me. Please relay that to her for me. And then she was just like, you know what? She's like, let's get this interview on the books. Like, you've been like emailing me. Like, we've been doing this for a long time. And then finally we were able to schedule it for early July, and that was it. So it was really just like luck, persistence, and magic.
That's so awesome. Were you nervous talking to her? I would have been.
I was nervous something would go wrong.
Okay.
That was, you know, I worked as a pop culture journalist before this. So I've interviewed like other celebrities before, so I've kind of like, I wouldn't say used to it, but, you know, like I think I would still freak out if like I interviewed Beyonce or, you know, or something. But you know, for most celebrities, I'm like kind of comfortable around.
That's awesome. That's cool.
Yeah.
So sorry, was somebody else gonna say something?
Oh,
sorry.
no.
Okay. Have you come across any like challenges since because you said you recently launched in January, right? You said have you
launched in March.
Oh, March. Okay. So have you come across like any challenges like since you've been podcasting or things like that?
A lot of I wasn't expecting people to reach out to like come on the show. I was just like, I launch this show and like ask people. So like I've been trying to like balance, because I asked a bunch of people to be on ahead of time. So like trying to balance people who want to be on, people I want to be on. Well, I mean, people who are asking, I also want to be on, but like just trying to balance like getting all the guests together. Definitely tech, excuse me. And just like making sure that like with the Sweetie episode, like I had my phone recording on the side in addition to the Zoom call, because I was just like, I'm not losing this interview. I'm trying to think what else. Just trying to like figure out how to get more guests, and just trying to like duplicate and trying to get a system together, because other things, like I also have a full-time job, so like just trying to like balance both of those things too has been really challenging.
I can understand that. It can be hard when you have so much other stuff going on to really like give everything to the podcast. Like we all have jobs here, so like we know.
I am on that bus, that struggle bus.
Balancing
It's
act.
fun.
Mhm.
Yeah, so I understand that. Who is your favorite Sailor Moon character? I meant to ask you this a while ago.
Oh, Usagi.
Okay.
Yeah.
that's
I
always
mean,
that's always
yeah.
Who do you relate to the most?
Usagi.
Usagi.
Exactly. It's really sad, but like, I did get good grades in school, so but I am really clumsy and I'm can be a little aloof sometimes. I
Mhm.
think I'm generally a positive person and I try to like see good in people. So like that I relate to a lot. But I think aspirationally I would love to be a Sailor Jupiter or a Sailor Neptune.
Mm.
I would love to know how to cook as good as Sailor Jupiter.
Yeah, I
Oh
know.
my god.
Have their life together. Like Sailor Neptune seems like she had her life together.
I think I relate more. I think I relate to Usagi too, just because she's very dramatic, and I feel like I can be very dramatic sometimes. So I feel like, I feel like that's definitely. But I like Sailor Mercury just because I love water and stuff like that in the ocean. Since she embodies all of that, I was like, that's who I think that's my favorite. But I relate definitely more to Usagi as well.
Do you guys know? I just remember this. So my sister and my cousin, when we were younger, they were very excited to be Sailor Scouts for Halloween. And I didn't have a costume like theirs. And I remember they tried to make me one out of like construction paper. It was A for effort, but it like realistically didn't work out. I was like really excited to be a Sailor Scout. And I just remembered that.
Wait, which Sailor Scout did they try to dress you up as?
I have no idea. I think they just got construction paper just to not feel bad that I wasn't one. I was a made up one that just I think the construction paper was red, but I don't think I was supposed to be like Mercury or anything. It was just but I just remembered that there's a lot of good memories when it comes to the nostalgia of like old shows you used to watch. And that was definitely one of them.
Yeah. Have you been? I saw so the last time I was at Comic-Con, I saw a really cool cosplay of somebody who's Princess Serenity, like a Barbie version of Princess Serenity. She had Jossie, were you with me at that Comic-Con?
Yeah, I saw that.
She had like a box around her, and then she was dressed as Princess Serenity. It was really cool. That was just a random moment I had.
That's so cool.
Yeah, I have
Yeah,
that
so she was
picture
walking
still,
with this huge box around her that looked like a Barbie doll box, and she was dressed
Oh,
as Princess Serenity. It was really cool.
that is
And I had
really
to see, like,
cool.
yeah.
Yeah.
Do you go to conventions?
Yeah, I've been to New York Comic Con. I went to San Diego once, Anime NYC, and MomoCon.
Have you been able have you done any of the virtual stuff for the like San Diego one that passed by?
No, unfortunately not. I didn't apply to do anything, but I didn't. I'm trying to think. I think I watched one Sailor Moon panel,
Okay,
but I
cool.
didn't really participate.
Yeah, it's just not the same, you
It's
know.
not
like,
at all.
Yeah.
It's hard. Yeah.
yeah. And this is cool that you went to San Diego. Me and Jossie keep saying that we want to go to San Diego.
Yeah, I want to go to San Diego. It's like I feel like it's much better than New York.
It's
I don't
huge.
know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like
It's
San Diego gets all the good stuff, and then New York gets all the afterthought. New York
I
but
definitely recommend it. Like it's you can tell like they've been doing this for a long time. It's just like organized and just like this huge space, and you're like, what? Like, we had to dedicate like a day to like, all right, we're gonna do this half on this day and this half on this day of the artist
Yeah.
alley. Mhm.
that's definitely how you have to plan out your conventions, because like you can spend a whole day just like if you want to buy a lot of stuff, you can spend a whole day just doing that, and then like so you definitely have to set. We went one day once. The first time that we went, me and Jossie, we went for only one day, and we were just like we couldn't. There was no time to do.
Yeah,
like
we couldn't do everything. Yeah.
So that's
It wasn't enough. It wasn't enough time.
So we started doing 2 days after that. And you just need one day to walk around, and then another day to like actually like figure out what you're gonna go back to.
Right.
But yeah, definitely gonna miss Comic-Con this year. Hopefully next year we'll have.
I know.
I want to do BlerdCon this year too because I still haven't gone.
Oh, I feel like I went or I heard about BlerdCon. I don't think I went there. I heard about it though. I want to do that too. I definitely want to do more Black centered conventions and stuff too, because there are a lot of them, and I feel like people are.
BlerdCon. Where's that located at? BlerdCon.
It's in the DMV area, so I think it's actually in Virginia, but like close to DC.
Okay.
Oh no.
Yeah. Yeah. I really
We went to the Black comic book convention. Was that what it was called?
in Schaumburg?
At the
Yeah,
Schomburg,
we went there. That was really cool. Yeah.
That was
Yeah.
nice. Yeah.
That was really cool.
I
Yeah,
like
that was like our first Black convention, so it was good
Yeah.
to see.
That's
Yeah.
the cool thing about Momo Kansu, even though it's not a Black run convention as far as I know, since it's in Atlanta, there's just like all Black nerds everywhere.
Yeah, of
So it felt
course.
like a Black convention, but
Yeah.
Mhm.
yeah, I still haven't gone to a Black convention either. So I really want to go. We should go.
Yeah. Yes.
Next year.
Yes.
Yeah.
When it's actually a thing again, I definitely yes. I definitely want to go. So since we're talking about like the blurred community and stuff like that, or just the nerd community in general, have you feel like it's grown or changed over the years? Because I feel like I was talking to Mel about this the other day. I feel like now it's a little bit cooler to be a nerd and to be into this stuff when it wasn't
Yeah.
so cool. Like, but like when we were kids, like you got made fun of us like a lot for like liking this stuff, but I feel like now it's cool to like it. So like I don't know. Do you think that it's like changed from your perspective?
Yeah, I feel like before it was much more of a like I watch this alone in my room and like
Yeah.
don't really talk
Yeah.
about it to other people
Yeah.
kind of thing.
Yeah.
I am fortunate I was not made fun of about it, but and there were like a few people at my school who did watch anime, so it'd be like,
Yeah.
oh, what are you watching? What am I watching? You know, like there's maybe like 8 of us, you know, a total of like 1,000 students that I knew of. I remember it becoming really popular in high school with like Naruto and Bleach and One Piece.
Mhm.
That's when like a lot more like our football team was like watching Naruto, and I was like, what's going on? And I think, I think for a while, I think a lot of people were watching anime, now that I look back, because I'm like, there's no, like, everyone's talking about Dragon Ball Z, like they're watching it then. I'm like, you didn't tell me, I didn't know you were watching anime back then. But now it's definitely just a lot more mainstream, a lot more popular. Just like you're seeing like celebrities come out and talking about anime. It's becoming like a household name, sort of, in a way. And that's been really interesting.
It has.
Yeah.
That has been really interesting. I was gonna ask if you think it's because like if anime is becoming like mainstream, because there are a lot more celebrities talking about it.
Mhm.
Like you see people like Sweetie and Megan Thee Stallion, people that like anime, they come out and like they're very public with their liking of it, or Sailor Moon in Sweetie's case, and then you see other people wanting now to get into anime. So I feel like it definitely is becoming more mainstream.
Yeah.
And I don't know if that's good or bad. I think it's good, but
I think it's more good than bad, but I'm optimistic most of the time. But yeah, I mean, it's like, I think the more fans we have, the like, the better for the industry.
yeah,
The more merch we'll get. So like, yay.
yeah.
But at the same time, you don't. Yeah, I don't know. I think it's mostly good.
Yeah, that's a good thing.
It is good. It's just like I remember. So I'm in this Facebook group called Black Anime Nerds, and I don't know if you saw this, Jossie. They were talking about if it's like these celebrity, like this YouTuber who has a lot of followers started her anime journey, and she's basically documenting it on YouTube.
Oh, yeah,
There was a huge debate going back
yeah.
and forth about whether this is good or bad, because people
Yeah.
used to get made fun of for it, and now people are making it cool. I'm just like, I mean, it is good. I mean, if anything, it's good. It is good for the industry. People want more recognition brought to their work and stuff, no matter how people may feel about it, if they're sensitive, because they were made fun of as a child. Whatever.
It's good for the next generation too, because at least they won't get made fun of.
Yeah,
exactly.
It's true.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's hard to like
Yeah.
let go of something that like feels so personal for so much of us to like see it out in the world. It's like, wait, no, this is my thing. But
Yeah.
Yeah. There's a lot of people who like to like gatekeep, I guess, anime. And, like the culture and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But we
I
don't
feel
have
like
any right to
it should
gatekeep
be
it.
open. Yeah, it should be for anybody to enjoy,
Yeah, definitely. I just don't want people to think that I am jumping on the anime bandwagon. Everyone knows, like, that's always what you have to worry about. Like, wait a second.
Yeah.
That's in here. That's true.
Wait a minute. Yeah. So can you give any advice to any other people who might want to start a podcast, like who are just starting out? Can you give them some advice?
I think about like what you want to talk about, and like try and plan it out a little bit, or who you want to talk about. Also, I mean, generic advice, but like do it. Like I thought about this podcast for I want to say 2 years before I launched it.
Wow.
Yeah, because at first, it's going to be a magical girls thing, and then like it kind of had a bunch of metamorphoses, I guess. And finally, like when I came to like the conclusion, like, oh, it's like I should just interview Sailor Moon fans, I was like, okay, let me do this. But because I was like planning along that whole time and like taking notes and like kind of thinking of what I should do, I was ready to like I already had a list of people I wanted to reach out to.
That's awesome.
Yeah, and yeah, I think that's it. Just Google things you don't know about. Luckily, I did a podcast before this, but there's still like, we started that podcast in I want to say 2013, so like a lot of things have changed. There wasn't these online recording platforms that we can use now. So like I just like looked into those a little bit more on Google. So yeah.
Can you give me some magical girl animes to watch, because I feel like I don't watch enough or know about enough actually.
Yeah. There I said before Princess Tutu and Madoka Magica. It's Madoka Magica, I think. And then there is Magical Girl Spec Ops. I really love because it's like Call of Duty meets Magical Girls. Like they have like guns, and I'm like, what is going on? Yeah, so that's really cool. Have you ever watched like this isn't a Magical Girl show, but like Jorgamond?
I feel like that sounds vaguely familiar. I don't think I've seen it though.
It's on Netflix, but it's kind of like that too. But
okay, how do you spell that? Is that with a J or a G?
J. It's JOR. I don't completely remember. Let me see. I think it's on Netflix though.
Okay,
but it ends with like MUND. It's like Jorgamond.
Okay. I'll find it. I need some like more feel good animes to watch.
Mm-hmm. Oh, that one isn't feel good.
Oh, never mind.
That one is take over the world, Death Note type situation. Yeah. Cardcaptor Sakura is a classic. I think that's recently got put on Hulu or Netflix. I think Netflix.
Okay.
Yeah. I think
awesome.
Those are like always my top recommendations. So I'll stop there because that's already a lot.
It's never too much. It's never too much. I lost my train of thought. This always happens to me when I'm interviewing somebody.
Yeah, it happens to me all the time. So you're talking about magical girl anime. I like try to remember like what I was talking about, so I see if it would jog memory.
I was gonna ask. Oh yes, what is the name of the retro site again?
Oh, Retro Crush.
Retro Crush. Right. Yeah. I'll be going on there after that.
Me too.
Gotta watch the old stuff. All right. Yeah. Thank you. You have me set up for at least a couple of weeks. So. Yes. Jossie, you should watch some of this stuff too.
Yeah, I know. I didn't really know too much about this genre, the magical girl. Like I didn't know that was a like a genre.
It is. It is.
So I gotta check one of these out. It sounds interesting.
It's cool.
Probably start with Sailor Moon. I think that'll be the best.
Did you wait? Did you know? Oh, because I'm pretty sure you didn't watch the whole thing. You didn't see it. So
no, I seen like bits and pieces. When I did catch it on Toonami.
Right.
How is Sailor Moon Crystal? I feel like I tried to watch it, but I couldn't watch it.
It has its ups and downs. It took me a while to get used to the art because I didn't really like it.
I think that's what was the main turn off for me when I saw the poster. I was like, but
yeah, there's something just a little bit more bland about it that I don't really like. But overall, it's getting better. It got better though.
Okay.
I'm really excited for the movies that's coming out in January.
Oh yes, I did hear about that. So maybe I can, because my big thing about anime is the art style. Like if it's weird, I'm probably not gonna watch it. So I don't know. Maybe I'll give it a try though. I've been having this Sailor Moon void. Then
it's getting better. Yeah.
Okay. Cool. So I'll definitely give that a.
Yeah. I was gonna say.
The movie... No, go ahead. I'm
sorry. The cool thing about the magical girl genre right now too is that people are like deconstructing it a little bit. So like you're not getting like exactly like Sailor Moon. Like I said, like there's one that's like a Call of Duty type magical girl series now. Yeah. Madoka Magica is kind of they call it like a dark magical girl series where it's just like a little grim. But Cardcaptor is obviously like really happy and more like Sailor Moon. But yeah, so there's just been I've heard a lot of good things about Magical Girl Raising Project too, but I haven't seen it, and so it's been really interesting to see like what's happening in the Magical Girl genre
realm.
Yeah, that's a better word.
Awesome. Okay, yeah. So I definitely have to give that because I don't think I watched a lot of anime that fell into that category before, except for Sailor Moon. So, and like Wedding Peach, but I feel like that no one knows what that anime is really. So, I feel like a lot of anime that came on Anime Network isn't really widely known. So it's just like these random shows that you just like because it's there. But
our parents weren't as nice as yours. Our parents weren't as nice as
But now there's so many other things. Who needs that now, right? When you have Crunchyroll or Funimation.
Yeah, that's the thing that blows my mind still. Because like thinking about like how we had to used to watch anime before, like either catch it on TV or watch it on some random site.
Yeah.
Like,
YouTube.
Yeah, YouTube, like over 5 videos.
Yeah. Oh my God. I think about this all the time. It used to be so hard to watch one 24-minute episode in like 4 parts on YouTube.
Watch like one in Spanish. Hope you can catch what they're talking about.
And then it's like you watch parts 1 and 2, and then you can't find the third part, so you're just like, okay,
I guess I'll never know.
It was so hard. Now it's so accessible. So like that's a big milestone too, because times are definitely changing with how easy it is to access anime now.
Yeah, it's harder too though, because like it's now since I can watch anything at any time, I'm like I put it off more.
Yeah,
but it's nice that it's there.
It is nice that it's there, yeah. And so much to watch. When I go through Crunchyroll to find new shows, it's kind of overwhelming when you're trying to find something new to watch because there's just so much there. But now is as good a time as any to start getting
there's something new.
All right. Does anyone have any other questions? Victoria?
Oh, this was so lovely.
Thank you, Victoria. This was awesome. Tell the people where they can find you.
Yeah, I am Victoria. You can find me at Miss Old School on Twitter and Instagram. That's Old School with a K. And you can find my podcast, Sailor Moon Fan Club, on all podcast streaming platforms except SoundCloud. And you can find us on Twitter at Moonies Club and Instagram at Moonies_club.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Victoria.
Yes,
thank you. Thank you so much for being here today.
Yeah, this was awesome. Thanks for inviting me.
Well, thank you everybody for joining us today. Thank you so much, Victoria L. Johnson, for joining us. Everyone catch her on her podcast, and everybody like, subscribe, and all the YouTube things you have to do for that too. Bell notifications so you can be notified. And yeah, so we'll catch you guys next time.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.